Ladies and gentlemen, good day. First of all, I'm honored to be today on this stage and talk about maritime security and its diverse nature, how important it's to the modern tanker industry, but not only to the tanker industry, but worldwide, to the whole shipping industry and all the stakeholders that are actually involved these days into shipping the goods and being involved into the continuous trade, etc. So I would like to start with the fact that in today's challenging, geopolitically challenging, economically challenging world, maritime security and safety playing crucial and vital role to each and every stakeholder. At the same time, rising geopolitical tensions and regional conflicts, also involving threats such as piracy and all sorts of geopolitical tensions, that all brings us to new ways for the asset protection, for the crew protection, and also operational safety and trade continuity. That's where we come together also with the digitalization and artificial intelligence that I'll be talking about on a later stage. We highlight the importance of implementing robust security measures and in order to safeguard the vessels and ensure operational resilience. At the same time, I would like to take a note that it's very important, the legislative frameworks that do emphasize the prioritizing maritime security for sustainable and also greener shipping. Now coming to the statistics that was taken from the International Maritime Bureau, there were 116 incidents for the period from January to September 2025, out of which it makes it number 79 incidents more than it was in 2024, and it's the highest reported 9 months figures since 2021. Going further, out of this 116 incidents, the report reveals that 102 vessels were boarded, 9 attempted boarding, 4 hijacked, and 1 fired upon. This we're talking about piracy globally, when the vessels that were hijacked were mainly relating to the fishing boats, dhows, Yemeni flagged vessels, and at the moment, as we know, there was a pirate gang operating off Somalian coast, Garakat, that we believe is going to be used further as the mothership because it was not retrieved back as of yet. It's 91% of incidents, perpetrators successfully gained access to the vessel, with most boarding incidents occurring in the night. At the same time, we are quite concerned about the violence towards the crew that remains quite high, with weapons identified in 55% out of all the incidents that happened in 2025. 14 crew were kidnapped in these waters from January to September 2025, and the perpetrators, they continued to demonstrate the capability to target vessels out of the sea. Guns were visibly carried out of 33% of these cases, and during this period, 43 crew members were taken hostages, 16 were kidnapped, 7 threatened, 3 assaulted, and 3 injured. Coming to the recent piracy incidents and global overview, you can see a screenshot from our smart intelligence platform called Mare. We will be talking about the Persian Gulf and also Gulf of Aden. Over 60 piracy incidents were reported within the period of from January up to September 2025, including attempted boardings and hijackings. And all of that is not just purely related to the maritime security, but also geopolitical tensions in the region that we call maritime terrorism and maritime aggression. Mainly, Persian Gulf has become a focal point for state-sponsored maritime aggression. Now coming to Somalian coast, we have seen that, as been mentioned previously, there were 3 hijackings, out of which all of the vessels been released. Nevertheless, on October 26, just a few days ago, it was reported by UTMTO and other sources that there was a pirate action gang operating in the Garakat area along the Somalian coast. Operation Atalanta is currently investigating the report to see if one of those that were hijacked is going to be used as the mothership. That brings way more complications onto the already currently existing complex market. And we're standing by to see if that can or cannot be ruled out in the coming days. Coming to the region of Red Sea, Gulf of Aden, and Bab al-Mandeb, you can also see the statistics that quietly, brightly indicates the numbers basis the attacks that are happening in the region. So coming to the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, we can see that it's badly inflected by the Houthis attacks, which actually escalated in the middle of 2025 by two sinking bulk carriers, Magic Seas and Eternity Sea, in July. Although some transits has increased in recent months, the security situation still remains quite critical and serious, where the most critical station would be using of drones and missiles at the same time, that not much can be done, only the proper vigilance with the security operators on board and proper maneuvering. Nevertheless, maritime incidents are expected to continue, potentially involving both commercial and military vessels. Escalations of tensions could involve more complex and sophisticated attacks, and unfortunately these days there is no such a remedy as any sort of anti-drone system that can actually protect the vessels while passing those high-risk areas. Coming to Gulf of Guinea, Piracy there saw notable increase as well in 2025 compared to the previous year, and nevertheless it still remained below historical highs. And the region is quite much of a hotspot for crew kidnappings and pirates demonstrating an ongoing capability to take over the vessels, hostages, etc. There have been reported 15 incidents in the Gulf of Guinea within this period, and out of this were armed robberies also in the territorial waters that makes 30% surge in piracy in comparison to the previous year. And just now in real time, we just now received an information that one of the ro-ro cargo vessels that's called Grand Venus, just at the moment while we are talking, was boarded by Nigerian pirates. Probably those were the stowaways, but that's something that we are going to investigate further on. Coming further to the digital point of view representing the MARE. MARE is a smart maritime risk intelligence cutting-edge maritime risk platform. And in comparison to the conventional systems that do rely heavily on manual oversight and static data, MARE receiving its real-time vessel positioning, satellite data, advanced analytics, and it does deliver the dynamic situation awareness to its clients. The major features of the system is threat mapping, geofencing, and operational risk alerts. Coming further on to the functioning of the smart intelligence system that does help our clients to operate in the risk area, that they wouldn't usually go without such a support from our side. We would go for the asset tracking integration, that is the real-time worldwide vessel and asset monitoring, voyage and route planning, real-time incident alerts and advisories, Vigil-Eye voyage monitoring that is frequently used when the vessels are going through the Gulf of Guinea and actually going through several states in the Western Africa. Global maritime security and risk coverage, geofencing, that's when the vessels are going to the to certain areas that are prohibited and they do break certain enforced maritime protocols. It does help at the same time shipping and reporting zone layers to the insurance providers, automatic voyage risk assessment, and it also has weather forecasting tools. Taking all of these features together, I would like to say that it's not enough these days just to provide maritime security services, threat and risk assessment, but together with the automation capabilities that are available at the moment in the market, it does reduce reliance on manual data interpretation. By integrating security and environmental data, intelligence-driven solutions support a safer, greener, and more resilient maritime industry, ensuring vessels are navigating both security challenges and environmental risks efficiently. Thank you very much.